It's been an interesting summer for me, really. I spoke to 3 or 4 clubs in the summer. Well, since the summer, should I say. 2 of them went with foreign managers, one went with an English manager, and one hadn't got a clue what they were doing. So it was an interesting few months, really. And then I got a phone call from the chairman, whose first sentence was, "You're our number one choice," and that's enough for me. I've always liked the club. I've always got on well with the fans, which is unusual for me, away from home. But they've always been really respectful to me, and part of the country that I've always thought it's a good challenge for me. My kind of supporters, really, my kind of football, I think that they'll enjoy and get behind us and create that atmosphere that I love to work in. Contracts. What are contracts? I honestly don't understand it. I mean, when you're younger as a manager, you want a 3-year contract because you know you're going to get sacked at some stage and you'll get a good payoff. But my wife used to say to me, "Why don't you get sacked more often?" But I do enjoy the job, and I think, we'll play it by ear. The chairman and I have spoke at great length. I think first and foremost, we've got to see where we go. We've got to win games. We've definitely got the right infrastructure. The stadium's as good as anything. Training grounds as good as anything. We've got supporters as good as anywhere I've been in the country. So it's all geared there. And the chairman's, he's already. We've talked about the playing side, and I've already. I've only been here 24 hours, but I haven't been idle. I've been looking to improve the squad and try and bring faces in before the Bristol City game, and I've had total backing from that. So I can't fault that. And so the answer to your question is, whilst I'm not committed for 3 or 4 years, you just don't know in this game, especially when you get to my age. But you tell me many managers in the Championship that last 3 years, I think it's ridiculous. I think you should only look till tomorrow. You should only look about building a club as far as you can, and you go on the ride and you hope you can take it where you want to go. So I think in the Championship, if you start looking long term, I think it's all talk. I think you've got to be good enough to do the job, and I have been disappointed when I've seen some of the appointments this year, but that's just made me more hungry to show what I can do, really. And I think here I've got the chairman definitely, and I've got the fans who I know will get behind me because I know where I'm coming here. You can get diplomas at Warwick University, and people think that entitles you to become a manager. And I think that there's no such substitute for man management and experience, and there's no more enjoyment for me than seeing a group of players do as I want to say, entertain and get the right results. But I do see a togetherness here, if I'm honest, that with only being here 24 hours. I don't see the problems that I probably envisage at some clubs. I think they're a genuine bunch of lads, and I think they all want to do better, really. I hadn't looked at the fixture list before I agreed to come, and the next 10 games are quite horrific. But sometimes in the Championship, they're the ones that you do well in, because I think Cardiff City or anybody else could beat anybody else in the league in the Championship. I see teams spending a lot of money, 40, 50 million pounds nowadays, because there's so much at stake if you get promotion to the Premiership now. But I don't think money wins your leagues. I don't. I look back at the 7 dressing rooms that I had when I got promotion, and I think that's what win your leagues, the dressing rooms. And the fans play a big part in that. They can make home territory very intimidating, and and I think that this is geared to be higher than what it is. So we've all got to pull our fingers out really, and try and get us into a safety position as soon as possible, and then you never know in football. There's a lot of games left. I only had 16 last year, whereas I don't know whether it's 35 or 34 games left. We've got a few games with a lot of points at stake, isn't there?